Today we'll be talking about Froslass, the only Ice Ghost Pokemon as of the filming of this. If one doesn't count Alolan Ninetales as the 38th Pokemon, Froslass is also the first Ice-type evolution to gain a type, being the second evolution of Snorunt, who, starting in this generation, if female, evolves when exposed to a Dawnstone. The previous PYC dates of Froslass are June 18th, 1997, April 8th, 2000, January 28th, 2003, November 18th, 2005, September 8th, 2008, June 30th, 2011, April 20th, 2014, February 8th, 2017, November 30th, 2019, and September 20th, 2022. I most know Froslass from Pokebark Wii Pikachu's Adventure. Unlike Gallade or Glalie, whom I concluded, for the most part, could be seen as gender neutral, Froslass is clearly feminine. I think the element that makes it most look feminine is the bow. The long, thin, kimono-like body also adds to this. Some of its animations give off the impression of an innocent woman. Although this is a facade as it loves to freeze people in Pokemon. Particularly men, it finds attractive. I kinda love the idea of making a very feminine Pokemon and making it, well, a monster. I find it odd that Froslass doesn't have a Mega Evolution, as of the filming of this, as Glalie, Gardevoir, and Glade have Mega Evolutions. Perhaps this is a situation like Flygon, where Game Freak couldn't come up with ideas for a Mega Froslass. We'll have to wait to see if Legends ZA changes this. Anyway, let's get in the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Froslass, the Snowland Pokemon, whose number is 0478. This is what it looks like. Its type is Ice Ghost. Since this is our only Ice Ghost type Pokemon, point out the ice inside and the ghost outside. Abilities, Snow Cloak. Cursed Bodies, it's an ability. Gender ratios, 100% female, catch rate is 75 or 17.5%. Breeding is fairy and mineral, hatch time 20 cycles, height is 4'3" or 1.3 meters, weight is 58.6 pounds or 26.6 kilograms. Base experience yield is 187 in Gen 4 and 168 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast, E-field is 2 in speed. Shape is that, footprint is that, Pokedex color is white, and base friendship is 70. Froslass is a dual-type Ice/Ghost Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. It evolves from a female Snorunt when exposed to a Dawnstone. It is one of Snorunt's final forms, the other being Glalie. Biology, Froslass is a humanoid Pokemon with a hollow torso that resembles a kimono. It wears a red band around its waist reminiscent of an obi. Its body lacks feet and it floats in the air like its counterpart, Glalie. Its arms are connected to the sides of its head and flare at the wrists. The flared portion has a dappled light blue coloration. Its head consists of 3 small fingers. Froslass's head is shaped similar to a sideways water droplet and is topped with 2 ice crystals that resemble horns. Its head has several holes on it, resembling a mask. Through 2 of these holes, crystal blue eyes with yellow sclera can be seen. It also has a mouth below this mask. Froslass lives in snowy areas and has the ability to freeze foes with its negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 50 degrees Celsius breath. It is thought to display the victims secretly after freezing them. It enjoys preying on handsome men climbing in the mountains, but it also has been known to take Pokemon. Its favorite food is frozen souls. Froslass is known to bring its frozen prey back to the cave it lives in before lining them up neatly. It also goes down to human homes to knock on doors during nights of cold blizzards. There is a legend that Froslass will place curses on any men that misbehave. As evidenced in the Pokemon the series Diamond and Pearl episode, The Drifting Snorunt, it can create illusions to manipulate others. Froslass is a female-only species and is said in legends to have been formed when the spirit and lingering regrets of a woman who was lost in the mountains possessed an icicle. Evolution, Froslass evolves from female Snorunt and is one of the final forms, the other being Glalie. So, Snorunt, female only, Froslass. Game data and PC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, Explorers of Darkness. The player battles Froslass at the end of Crevice Cave to save Scizor. Pokebark Wii Pikachu's Adventure. Pikachu battles Froslass in the Iceberg Zone to persuade her to make up with Glalie. She also freezes the lake so Pikachu can save Mammal Swine. Pokedex entries in Gen 4 and Diamond and Pearl. It freezes foes with an icy breath nearly negative 60 degrees F. What seems to be its body is actually hollow. Platinum. It freezes prey by blowing its negative 58 degree F breath. It is said to then secretly display its prey. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are basically the same entry, which is legends in snowy regions say that a woman who was lost on an icy mountain was reborn as Froslass. But there's a period for Heart Gold, but there isn't a period in Soul Silver, which is what this little note is indicating. The Gen 5 entries are Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is basically Diamond and Pearl's entry, but F has been replaced by Fahrenheit. Y is basically Heart Gold's entry, but Froslass is now the correct casing. Omega Ruby is X's entry. Alpha Sapphire is Y's entry. In Gen 7, Sun, when it finds humans or Pokemon it likes, it freezes them and takes them into its chilly den, where they become decorations. Moon, the soul of a woman lost on a snowy mountain possessed an icicle, becoming this Pokemon. The food it most relishes is the souls of men. Ultra Sun, it freezes hikers who have come to climb snowy mountains and carries them back to its home. It only goes after men it thinks are handsome. Ultra Moon, it's said that on nights of terrible blizzards it comes down to human settlements. If you hear it knocking at your door, do not open it. In Gen 8, Sword, after a woman met her end on a snowy mountain, her regrets lingered on. From them, this Pokemon was born. Its favorite food is frozen souls. Shield, it spits out cold air of nearly negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit to freeze its quarry. It brings frozen prey back to its lair and neatly lines them up. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, it freezes foes with an icy breath that is nearly negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit. What seems to be its body is actually hollow. Legends Arceus, a Pokemon inhabited by the soul of a woman who died, bearing a grudge in the snowy mountains. Legends of Froslass placing deathly curses on misbehaving men send shivers down my spine. For context, if you're not aware, the Pokedex entry in Legends Arceus was written by a man. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Sun's entry. Violet is basically Platinum in the Gen 5 entries, but F has been replaced by Fahrenheit. Frostlass in the Alola Pokedex. Frostlass in the Paldea Pokedex. It seems to be going after this van here. That's interesting. Frostlass in the Kitakami Pokedex. It's got it, I guess, in this cave here. Interesting. Or on maybe a mountain? Is it? I can't tell if it's inside or outside. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items. In Legends Arceus, normal. It has the Citrus Berry, 30% of the time. Spoiled Apricorn, 15% of the time. And grid items by level. Alpha XP Candy M, 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery, 20% of the time. And grid items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 70, attack 80, defense 70. Special attack 80, special defense 70, speed 110 for a total of 480. Pokeathlon stats, type effectiveness, damaged normally by flying, ground, water, grass, electric, psychic, dragon, and fairy. Weak to rock, ghost, steel, fire, and dark, all for double. Immune to normal and fighting. Resistant to poison, bug, and ice for half. Notes, if Foresight or Order Sleuth is used by an opponent, the opponent has Scrappy, or this Pokemon is given a ring target. The effectiveness of normal-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1, and the effectiveness of fighting-type moves is 2, so go from 0 to 2. Learn set by leveling up. Although you can hypothetically have a level 1 Froslass, since this is a section about leveling up moves. We'll start with this Evo here and then go down. So upon evolution, it gets Hex, 15 Ice Shard, 20 Draining Kiss, 25 Icy Wind, 30 Frost Breath, 35 Confuse Ray, 40 Snowscape, 47 Will-O-Wisp, 54 Aura Veil, 61 Shadow Ball, and 68 Blizzard. By TM, since it has a different type than its pre-evolution, we'll read them all. TM 001 Takedown, 2 Charm, 3 Fake Tear, 6 Scary Face, 7 Protect, 10 Ice Fang, 11 Water Pulse, 17 Confuse Ray, 20 Trailblaze, version 2.0.1 onwards, 22 Chilling Water, 25 Facade, 29 Hex, 34 Icy Wind, 37 Draining Kiss, 42 Nightshade, 43 Fling, 46 Avalanche, 47 Endure, 50 Rain Dance, 52 Snowscape, 66 Body Slam, 69 Ice Punch, 70 Sleep Talk, 74 Reflect, 75 Light Screen, 82 Thunder Wave, 85 Rest, 87 Taunt, 90 Spikes, 92 Imprison, 103 Substitute, 107 Will-O-Wisp, 108 Crunch, 109 Trick, 114 Shadow Ball, 120 Psychic, 124 Ice Spinner, 126 Thunderbolt, 130 Helping Hand, 135 Ice Beam, 143 Blizzard, 152 Giga Impact, 163 Hyper Beam, 166 Thunder, 171 Terror Blast, 177 Spite, 174 Haze, 187 Icicle Spear, 193 Weather Ball, 198 Poltergeist, 202 Pain Split, 203 Psych Up, 212 Triple Axle, and 224 Curse. By breeding, we're skipping. Nothing by prior evolution. Animate series only moves. Slash, it's a normal type move in the episode The Drifting Snow Runt. Side game data, you got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Olmia in the browser entry. It makes hunks of ice fall. It protects itself with a ghostly fire. Guardian Signs. It causes continuous blizzards around itself that make Pokemon stopped. Got all this. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure in the Pokepark Pad entry. Froslass fought with Glalie in the Iceberg Zone, but usually they are good friends. Her blizzard can freeze an entire lake. Got all this. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry.
Froslass has a habit of freezing things it likes and displaying them as decorations. Seeing the pieces of the ruins it had on display, I'd say Froslass and I are kindred spirits. I being Professor Mir. Evolution data, Snowrunt. Dawnstone, female. Froslass. Sprites here, so a lot darker colors, as you can expect. Pink for the shiny, for the bow. I think the blue is a little lighter as well. Platinum's not... like, I think it has bigger animation. Yeah, that one's like a much more subtle animation. That like shifts its body more. Gen 5, it's flipped the other way. That's interesting. And then we get the full back sprites as well. In Gen 6, you've got the models here, which has the lighter colors. In Gen 7, not really much changes. In Gen 8, you get the much better models in Sword and Shield. Legends Arceus, you get these models. Homes, you get these models. Animation, Froslass and Pokemon, the series Diamond and Pearl. Got all these. Pokedex entries in Diamond and Pearl, episode 116 in Dawn's Pokedex. Froslass, the Snowland Pokemon, and an evolved form of Snowrunt. It freezes its opponents to temperatures nearly minus 60 degrees. I guess in Gacha, in the manga. Froslass in Pokemon Adventures. Got all this in the TCG. Trivia. No other Pokemon has the same type combination as Froslass. Due to the censor that prevents Pokemon with offensive nicknames being traded on the GTS, an English language Froslass could not be traded on the GTS without a nickname in Pokemon Black and White. Froslass's Pokedex entry in Pokemon Soul Silver has a typo where the period at the end of the sentence is missing. This error does not occur in Pokemon Heart Gold. I read this fourth point in the Snowrunt video, but not the sub-point, so we'll read it. Froslass is also the only Ghost-type Pokemon in the Fairy Egg group. Froslass is the only Ice-type Pokemon consisting of a head and arms. In Gen 9, prior to the version 2.0.1 update of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Froslass was unable to learn Trail Blaze via TM, while its pre-evolution could. Froslass is the only Pokemon within its evolutionary line that does not possess 3 abilities. Origin, Froslass is most likely based on Yuki Onna, a female ice spirit of Japanese folklore. Its body shape also resembles a Kokeshi doll. Due to its red sash, it appears to be wearing a kimono. Name origin, Froslass may be a combination of Frost and Lass. Yuki Menoko may be a combination of Yuki Snow, Yuki Onna, Snow Woman, and Menoko, archaic word for girl. In other languages, related articles, external links. Let's move on.
Since we watched the first scene of the anime featuring Froslass in the Abomasnow video, let's watch the second scene featuring Froslass in the anime. Except we can't. Its second appearance is in a Japanese exclusive short, which translates to Pikachu's Ice Adventure. So instead we'll have to watch its first scene in its third appearance in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching episode 582, The Drifting Snowrunt. In this episode, we're towards the beginning. The main Team Rocket team, consisting of Jesse, James, and their talking Meowth, are in this frozen area, and they're lost, and James and Meowth are hearing Froslass. Froslass.
What's that?
Pokemon, perhaps?
Jesse and their mom.
Time. That's a Froslass.
Striking!
And check out that come hither look!
Hey, I think Froslass is trying to get us to come in out of the cold!
Wow, better than a 2-week island vacation.
Even without a drink with that umbrella! Baba Fett!
Oh dear. That's Frostlass's first scene in its third appearance in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's see why other people love Froslass.
Hello and welcome to the community post section of the video. The question is, what do you love about Froslass? And N14C0 has responded. They say, like a mysterious sort of creepy version of Gardevoir in a nice way. The design is very striking, feels like something we could never see again as the series continues. Its Pokedex entry is about women dying in the mountains and it freezing and displaying its prey only add to its mystique. Thank you for your response. Let's move on.
Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Froslass. This is Froslass by Bisky4. This is AI art of Froslass. The big thing is it obviously has legs. This is Froslass by Junior Lover. So this very interesting stylized Froslass here. Looks like almost like it's maybe frozen in ice or something here. Yeah, very interesting. This is Froslass by Rolocon DeviantArt. So this very nice Froslass here. Ruin some ice around, I guess. Interesting. This is Froslass and Glaceon by MCG Mark. So this very nice image of a Froslass and a few Glaceon here on this mountain. Yeah, very well done. Fuyumi Ref by Relics Lenov. This appears to be their shiny Froslass. Fuyumi here. That's interesting, very stylized, more human-like Froslass, I guess. There's also this tail, which is interesting. Its eyes are 2 different colors. That's interesting. Got in a couple poses here. Yeah. Art and design by Relics Lenov. Very interesting. This is Froslass's Christmas Tree by Just Call Me Cream. So, from 2022, I guess. It's this nice image of Froslass, I guess, picking out this black Christmas tree for some reason. There's also footprints in the snow. That's interesting. This is Froslass by Frog of Rock. So it looks to be the shiny Froslass here. Very well done. This is Frost Queen plus Froslass Pokemon plus CRK by X the Good One X. So I guess it's this fusion between this Frost Queen character who kind of seems vaguely familiar. I don't really know what it's from, whatever CRK is, I guess. And Froslass here. Very interesting. This is Froslass, the Yuki Onna by Edo Nova Illustrator. This nice Froslass image here. Yeah, very well done. Kind of like the night effect. Yeah, very nice. This is Froslass by Bukirai. So this nice Froslass image here. I think it's the shiny Froslass here. This is Froslass by Paiku. So stylized Froslass here, creating this ice effect. And seemingly next to the northern lights. That's fun. Very well done. This is Froslass Fusion by Vivid Soul. So it's a Froslass and Floetta fusion here. Very well done. This is Froslass by Toothless Bee. It's a nice, fun little Froslass image. But like, almost like a profile picture, I guess. Very well done. This is Winter Spell Froslass by Endless Whispers. It's this nice Froslass creating this little snow effect, power up maybe, I don't know. Very interesting. And also like the little ribbons are ripped. That's very interesting. Very well done. This is Open Mobian Froslass by Glow for Deep. So this AI version of Froslass, I think in the style of Sonic the Hedgehog. This is PFM72 Froslass by Lizardju 0792. So 478 Pokemon from memory, Froslass, and I guess colorblind. Oh, that's interesting. The artist is colorblind. Requested by you, Mantis Boy. And I guess they have a Twitch here, and so you got this interesting art of Froslass from memory from, I guess, a colorblind artist. Pretty good, pretty, like, interesting, like, it's pretty decent for not really remember, you know, missing a lot of the details, but yeah, very good attempt. This is Day 4, Fave Ghost Type by Nicolift. So, this shiny Froslass here, very interesting. I don't really know what's going on. Very nice. This is Froslass by Gabriel Inlin. So this very stylized, very human-like Froslass here. This is Shiny Froslass for Watura by Yoshitaka. This nice shiny Froslass image here. Kind of like the background. It's very nice. This is Froslass by Namioki. This kind of stylized Froslass here on this really nice background. Very well done. This is Powder Snow Lullaby by Atomic Wallflower. So this Froslass singing a lullaby to this shiny Eevee to get it to sleep. Very sweet. And also, I think these are supposed to be... I mean, it's supposed to be other Pokemon. I can't tell if this is just, like, rocks that are frozen or if these are actually supposed to be, like, its prey. That's interesting. This is Froslass used Ice Beam by Kiara Wolf. This nice Froslass image here of using it Ice Beam. That's very fun kind of stylizations. You get the Aurora Borealis in the background. This is Froslass, number 478, by Bipedal Cat. This is very stylized. Froslass here. Looks like it's maybe gonna use an ice attack. Number 478. Yeah, very well done. This is Froslass by Moenki. So this nice, kind of slightly stylized Froslass here. Looks like it's summoning like an ice ball or something. Very well done. And that seems to be the end of the page of results, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 6 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Time, where I'll be trying to get Beldum and Camerupt, catch Seadra, Rayquaza, Deoxys, Baneri, and 2 Slowpoke, evolve Kakuna into Beedrill, Pidgeotto into Pidgeot, Onix into Steelix, Seadra into Kingdra, Porygon into Porygon 2, Shelgon into Salamence, Beldum all the way to Metagross, Baneri into Lopunny, Ralts all the way to Glade, 1 Slowpoke into Slowbro, the other Slowpoke into Slowking, and Omega Rubies, Clamperl into Gorobus, and Mega Evolve Beedrill, Pidgeot Slowbro, Steelix, Sharpedo, Camerupt, Salamence, Metagross, Rayquaza, Lopunny, and Gallade. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Rotom. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, you'll see me tomorrow.